welcome to Northern Hill Farthing. I'm out here finally getting to plant, and what I'm planting tonight is some of the seeds that I started a very long time ago of soil blocks. So I just have the pots that I had some flowers in last year. They were actually in there all winter long. I just pulled them out. So it's still the dirt from last year, and I just added about a handful of fertilizer, and I'm going to add whatever dirt is left in here of the dirt compost mix that we got this year. Want to see something cool?
Sure.
Come here. All right. So he hasn't seen this yet. Here, go behind me. So these are the soil blocks, right?
Yep.
The funny thing is I don't remember what these are. I think they're either a flower or a lavender. We're gonna be surprised.
The flowers.
I think so too. I think so. Look at those roots.
Insane.
Look at that. Can you guys see? So with these, a lot of times you get like plants from the
Reference the roots here and here. How far below it? Right
down a little bit. It's too high for the camera.
Oh, sorry. My bad. There you go. That far.
So when you get the flowers from the store and they're in the pots, you've seen like the roots go around the bottom of it. Well, these ones, they don't hit anything, so they just keep going. So when you actually pull them from the soil blocks and you pull the soil blocks apart, they kind of stick together because they just grow into each other with those really long, cool roots. I thought I'd show that to you.
That's cool. Alright, I'm gonna go.
Okay. Thanks for bringing me water.
Yep, no worries.
He brought me water. It's a little bit warm out here. Nothing like what the weather is going to be like here soon. But he is inside with the kiddos, and I am out here getting to plant. So we're just going to go ahead and do these, and I thought that I would show you how I am doing this. So I just mix it up a bit. Add some dirt. Add the dirt. My hose leaks a little bit, so it's getting very soupy in there. I think we're just gonna knock it out. And here's my tray of the soil blocks that we've been growing. I have a tray of these, and then I have a tray of lavender in the greenhouse still. The pepper plants that I started in the trays, I've already planted up. So those no longer are on the soil blocks. There. So what I'm gonna do is I have this here. I'm just gonna dig down with my finger a bit so that the roots can kind of spread their way out, and put that in there. We're gonna do our way around here. So I just put them a couple inches apart from each other. Look at those roots. So I'm just putting them on a circle around in the pot. Look at those. Now I'm just going for fun, picking the biggest ones. That one has to be like, what, at least 8 inches? All right, let's do one more. Okay. Till it's muddy, I'm getting mud on my arm. And then what I'm gonna do in this pot is just kind of go around in a circle. Put them in here. It's so cool seeing these grow. These soil blocks were kind of like the first gardening thing that I did this winter. I planted the garlic and the tulips over the, like in October. So we did that a while ago, but then these soil blocks were kind of the first little seeds that we started inside. So it's so cool to see them finally growing and finally getting to be outside. Uh, so with them being inside, I didn't take them in the greenhouse, out of the greenhouse, in the greenhouse, out of the greenhouse to kind of harden off the plants before planting them. But what I did is we actually have a couple like windows on our greenhouse that you can open to let some fresh air in. And it's so windy where we live that I can literally see the plants just blowing as they're sitting in there. So that is basically what I did. I just opened those windows and then I left the greenhouse door open as well. There's like a net that goes over it so like critters can't get in there. Um, but that's what I did to kind of harden these off. We're gonna see if it works or not, and then this will kind of be a good test for when it comes to planting my plants like the peppers and the cabbages and stuff, to see if that is going to be enough hardening off for the plants or if they're actually going to need a little bit more. I purchased a fan to put out there. Unfortunately, I haven't done that yet. So we figured out how to run electricity to the greenhouse. We ran a cord from our house all the way through, and James cut like a circle through some plastic, and then we covered it up with some steel wool so that no mice can get in there. And so that's what we did. And so now I have electricity down there. So since I have that electricity, I need to go ahead and get the fan going in there to help a little bit more with the movement. Whenever I walk through the plants or I see the seedlings, I always put my hand back and forth like this, just to kind of get them a little bit used to that wind. But here's this. We have this ready. I'm gonna get my other glove on. I can never find the same pair of gloves. And they're both left-handed. So what I did, I was just wearing this one backwards. So probably looks kind of silly, but it's working. So I have this mixture of hay and mulch, and so obviously in the pot, I'm not gonna have to worry about as many weeds as I would if these were in the ground. But I also like to use this as just a way to keep water in here so it doesn't evaporate quite as fast, to help with keeping some moisture. So go ahead, add the mulch, add my water that's been leaking over here. I always turn it the wrong way. That's okay. But we have our pots of flowers planted from those soil blocks with the really long roots. Thanks so much for joining me as I planted these flowers that are a mystery. And one of the upcoming garden tour videos, we'll find out what they are once they start to bloom a little bit. Now that the motorcycle is gone, have a blessed day.